Texas Podcast Massacre contains spoilers and adult language. For more horror, visit us at our website at texaspodcastmassacre.com.
Welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre, coming to you from Houston, Texas. I'm your host, Mitch, and with me, as always, is my co-host, also known as Becky with the good hair, Nate.
I'll take with the good hair. I'm actually okay. I don't think I'd even need a quote at this point. I was just gonna say for my quote, no more kids.
Oh,
yeah, I'm shaking my head. You can't see it, but
yeah,
no more kids. No more kids.
Yeah, I don't believe you for a second. Welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre, where each week we take a look at a different horror movie and debate a horror-related topic with our unsuspecting victim, who is usually not someone we would consider a horror fan. Nate, we had someone lined up, but I've lost track of them. Last I think they're hiding in a fort in the woods, and they won't come out, and there's a big dog in there. So I'm not going to go get them.
This all sounds great. This doesn't sound that bad.
Yeah, I'm going to leave them in the fort. So it's just going to be us. But we're going to talk about this week's movie of the week, Becky. This was a listener request for giving us a 5-star review. So thank you very much. Yeah, Becky is.
Well, it wasn't a 5-star review. Well, it was Gary. Thanks for the call again, Gary.
Yeah.
Look. After, we took a week off for Thanksgiving. And then we came back with Becky. So Joyride, Thanksgiving, Becky. Not exactly how I planned my holidays, but feel like this is the dessert maybe that was needed with the crappy appetizer. That's how I'll set it up there.
There you go.
Yeah, thanks, Gary.
Yeah. Thanks. I thought it was 5-star review, but yeah, whatever. But no, thank you for the suggestion.
Speaking of people giving us reviews and sending us stuff, Mitch, are we gonna not mention all of the hilarious pictures that you've been getting sent on Facebook? That are Limp Bizkit related.
It's a lot. It just, I'm sitting at the table, with the family, and my phone's just going off, and they're just like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "It's just, how do you describe it? It's someone sending us a bunch of Limp Bizkit memes." And my mom goes, "Isn't that band you used to listen to back in the day?" I'm like, "Well, check yourself, Mom. I still listen to them." And then I don't know. It's something. I mean, how do you describe these? What was your favorite one?
There's one that was like listening to Limp Bizkit is like getting tripped into like falling off the wagon for alcoholism. That was probably my favorite one.
Oh, the one like My Promise to Never Drink Again. And
yes.
Said Limp Bizkit playing at a reasonable volume at Applebee's.
At Applebee's.
Drinking good in the neighborhood. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm looking at one.
What is that crossover? Like, what is that? I don't even like. I'm thinking of an Applebee's Limp Bizkit crossover.
Yeah, we need. We're gonna have to take some of these and share them on our feed because some of these are great.
What does Applebee's sell? Do they have like a signature food? I don't even know if they do. Right?
I don't know. I mean, one of the pictures I was laughing here. It's a picture of the B-52s, and then right below it is a picture of Macaulay Culkin from.
For My Girl.
For My Girl, the 52Bs. That's good. Wow.
Now you're laughing at the kids dying instead of me this time.
Look,
it's
the bees. Don't Breathe is a Thanksgiving movie. Yeah, turkey baster.
Basty.
Yeah, basty.
Yeah. There you go. See, all right. So so what I'm saying is keep sending these.
And what's hilarious, so what is really hilarious with this last one was a tweet that they sent. So first off, Luis, big shout out. Thank you so much. These make our day. I don't get to respond to them right immediately, usually when I see them, but I love them. Please keep them coming. We'll have to share
I'm telling you, you cannot stop.
Yeah.
You cannot stop. You're not allowed.
But what I really find hilarious is a friend of mine that I think I haven't talked to in a few years. I mean, just they move away, just talk to you every now and then. Haven't talked to him recently, though. I get the same tweet, one from Luis on Facebook and then one from this friend. And it's the make a non-Christmas film Christmassy. I'll go first. The Human Centipede. I got that same tweet within an hour of each other from two different people. What does that say about me, Nate? I don't know.
It says you're thematically consistent.
I'll tell you what, the Human Centipede, I'm more interested in than the Human Centipede. So
isn't that David Harbour's new movie?
No? Violent Night, yeah.
I'm gonna watch it.
Ho-hum title, but yeah, it's probably fine. No, this is great. Thank you so much. Yeah, these are fantastic. And please, send us all your Limp Bizkit and or horror related joke memes, whatever.
What is the Applebee's? I'm just gonna yell like a chocolate starfish, like take. But I don't know anything that Applebee's sells. Should I look this up? Like, what is the blooming onion of Applebee's?
I mean, I'm looking like
what is the baby back ribs?
Applebee. I don't know. Well,
I mean, have anything?
I'm looking. I don't know. I've eaten at Applebee's before, but it's in years.
I don't think I've eaten at Applebee's in a long time.
Yeah, I'm not in that neighborhood no more.
We'll figure it out.
I don't know. I mean, they have
a quesadilla burger. Okay.
The Bourbon Street chicken and shrimp.
This is bad. I think
Applebee's sponsor this podcast, and we will record a live remote at respective Applebee's in Portland and Houston.
They do have baby back ribs.
Okay, but that's Chili's though. That's
Chili's. True. Yeah, they have their own.
I get it. They do too, but I think they're just like steaks and I don't know, man. I don't know what.
Yeah, they need. What if this is your signature dish that I can yell out? Baby back ribs, right? Like that. Well, that was a bad Fred Durst. I don't even know what that was.
I apologize, everyone. I don't know what. I mean, I'm just.
Can someone make a dessert called the chocolate starfish to have perfect synergy? That's what Applebee's needs.
I like it.
They need to make a chocolate starfish dessert with Limp Bizkit on board for the marketing.
Applebee's is the Taco Bell of like family eatery.
But they serve food. So
they also serve Mountain Dew Dark Berry Bash.
Okay, you're getting real close now. You are hot.
and Cheetos flavored wings.
Okay, we are. This Venn diagram is two circles on top of each other almost. Wow, that was a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Well, look, Merry happy Krampus season. We're kicking off December. It's good. It's good in the Krampus neighborhood in the Texas Podcast Massacre. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. We haven't. What happens when we take a week off? We forget how to do things. Let's get into as we always do before our episode, a debate question.
Bid our father, the Sea King, rise from the depths full foul in his fury. Black waves teeming with salt foam to smother this young mouth with pungent slime.
Nate, do you have a movie or a question, I should say, that you'd like to discuss?
Yeah, we were texting on this. So single female name horror movies. There's a lot of them. You want to go through the list?
Well, there's Becky, obviously.
There's Becky. Oh, yeah. Well, of course. Becky is now. I'm gonna give myself away here, but I liked Becky a little bit. So Becky's rising up the ranks.
There's classic Carrie.
Yes.
There's Christine, even though it's a car, so
I'm gonna count it. That's fine. There's
yeah.
Maggie, the slow burn zombie movie that Arnold Schwarzenegger made after not being governor anymore.
There's Pearl, and then Maxine's coming.
Yep. Pearl, good.
Oh, well.
You haven't watched it yet, I don't think, Mitch. But
no, I have not. It's just
recommended.
Man, it's been some time.
I understand.
But
it's good. Though.
Yeah. Had a few others. What other one?
Don't worry. Upcoming creepy doll movie Megan with the 3 instead of the E. Check.
Nate, can we look? Can we talk about Megan real quick? Can we have a sidebar about Megan?
Sure.
For a second.
This is not happening in the normal way.
This looks like the stupidest fucking movie in the world. It
looks awful. I am
willing to put money down that this movie is going to just stink.
Will it be bad, like kind of like bad good, like an Orphan?
No.
Or will this be bad?
This will be bad. I think I will
like
say
the boy 2.
My worry about it is that it's going to be bad, but my hope is that it'll be funny bad.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take that too. Either way. Yeah,
but my worry is it's going to be bad, boring. My hope really springs from the absolute ridiculous dance that this doll is doing. That has already been parodied.
Go check out
about 500
Megan,
times. Yeah.
The Meg 3 and Mithrigan. There we go. That's what I'm gonna start calling it. Mithrigan. Check out Mithrigan.
This TikTok dance bullshit that this doll just busts out doing. Like
it's great.
Like full jointed, like, oh my God. Is this the big budget like Carousel that we wanted? Like, is that what this is? Well, one's a strong word.
Well, I wanted it.
Let's not go crazy.
I'm looking forward to a Carousel.
Let's not go crazy.
Yeah. Okay. So more
Megan.
names. So previous episode,
Morgan.
Well, Morgan with Anya Taylor-Joy. Mandy. Previous episode. Mandy's good.
Mm-hmm. Mandy's good.
Are there any others?
Oh man.
I was trying to now we're kind of scraping it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, we said Mandy, Pearl, Becky, Carrie, Christine, Morgan, Maggie. Yeah, that might be it in terms of the single name. I mean, there's her. Does that count?
Nah, I don't know about that. Now, if you go with the name with another word, then you got like Rosemary's Baby, Jennifer's Body. You got a lot.
Yeah, I thought about Jennifer's Body, but I was like, that's a little bit more.
Saint Maud. There's Maud in there, but
yeah,
I didn't want to count those because I feel like that's cheating. That almost seems too easy.
Yeah.
So I think Becky coming in. Some of those are really good movies. So I think it holds up well, personally.
Okay, so if we were to talk about where this one fits in that this is upper
I mean, is it as good as the original Carrie? No. Okay, let's take it down a notch there. Mandy, probably not either. But after that, you start getting. I mean, it's better than Morgan.
Oh, that's fair.
And it's gonna be better than Mithrigan. I'm just calling that out right now.
That one's at the bottom. I don't know. You know what? This is turning into an actual debate question. Funny. I don't know, man. I'm sure this. I don't know if this is. I haven't seen Pearl, but I've got to assume Pearl's probably better than this.
That's correct. Yes.
Carrie, the original, is better.
Yeah. I take this movie over Christine. No problem.
You take this movie. That's fair.
I don't know if that's a bold take or not. I'm not a Christine.
So this movie is maybe. I mean, so this movie is kind of at like literally the halfway mark because it's not as good as Mandy, Pearl, and Carrie, but it's better than Morgan, Megan, and Christine,
Maggie, and Christine.
Well, you haven't seen Maggie yet. How you should already just say Maggie.
No. Maggie is the Arnold Schwarzenegger one.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. So it's
it barely makes the upper half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is fine. That's pretty good for a movie named Becky. with this setup. I'm
fair.
okay with it. Tanny/Tammy and the T-Rex disqualified, but that would have been a high mark also.
Yeah. I was gonna ask. I mean, and maybe we can say for the movie review. It doesn't
matter. Just go.
Neo-Nazi. I mean, let's talk about just neo-Nazis in horror films.
Oh, yep. Green Room. Go for it.
Yeah. Well, are there any others that you can think of?
Are there any others? Mitch, come on. Really?
Why am I blanking?
I don't know. Maybe a Dead Snow.
Well, okay.
Or you're not counting that.
Well, that's not me. I mean, granted, maybe are we just telling any Nazis or neo-Nazis? There's a little bit of a difference.
Okay. Well, because then that disqualifies my other one. That I
because obviously Puppet
easily
Master
would have.
I mean,
I was thinking nothing. I was thinking Overlord.
Well, I was about to say you're probably disqualifying.
That's
Puppet
not
Master just because
that's
Puppet Master. You snobby jerk.
Well, we saw the what was the movie that we saw at Fantastic Fest that had it was like a reanimated zombie person.
Oh yeah,
Deep Fear.
Yeah, Deep Fear. Yeah.
So is that see. But yeah, neo-Nazis. I mean, we're talking about Green Room.
Okay, well let's stick with Green Room because I think this
and an American Werewolf in Paris. Yes.
Oh, that's right. Let me ask you this,
Claude.
Two unlikely neo-Nazis in both these films, Patrick Stewart and Kevin James. These are not. Who was the more convincing Nazi?
Kevin James. I don't think it was even close.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Paul Blart, Mall Skinhead is all right. Really?
This was the first dramatic role in Kevin James's entire career.
Did he follow this up with the Sean Payton Saints movie?
That's a little bit after, but it's pretty close. So there's that.
I like how he went full this, and they're like, maybe not that serious. Maybe bring it back a skosh.
Instead of killing sixth graders, let's coach a football team. That sounds good.
Fun fact, Nate. Those kids grew up to be the skinheads in this movie. It's actually the prequel.
Oh man, what happened to that beard? The beard
all for the Brotherhood.
It's something.
Yeah, I mean, look, we'll get into the movie. I don't think anyone was told, "Hey, Kevin James is in a movie where he's a neo-Nazi skinhead," and I don't think there's anyone that was like didn't laugh, didn't think that was just an absurd string of words to say.
Sometimes you can stunt cast.
This is how I know there's a multiverse. Like, this movie came from another timeline. Like, who?
No.
Nate, tell me, who in their fucking right mind, who that is not addled out of drugs, that is not a drug-addled, just insane lunatic, is in a room saying, hey, we need a skinhead. Get me Kevin James.
Well, you know who they had before that? Simon Pegg. So they were out there just general.
Okay, so maybe this person absolutely was drug-addled, out of their mind. They
were like, no, we got to mix it up. Look, you got Adam Sandler did Punch Drunk Love.
This is and then Christian Bale with his bone white cards being like, you know what this movie
This
needs?
is like Bill Murray in Lost in Translation. It's just that. It's the perfect, comedy to dramatic role.
I'm amazed. You know what? What a shitty thing too. How much has Adam Sandler done for Kevin James, and he couldn't give him a little cameo or nothing?
A lot. As he's done quite a bit.
Like he could have Adam Sandler just have walked to the dude like, "Is what to do?" and then get shot. He could have given something. Just help him out a little bit.
What does Kevin James shout out Seth Rogen in the Jobs movie? Is that what would happen? That would be awesome. I was like, oh, Sandler got Uncut Gems. Let me just go. A year or two later.
Becky. I don't know. I just want Adam Sandler to show up at the front door I like a Hitler and a Hitler likes me. Sure. Just would have been I just feel like
this is the opposite. This is the opposite of the Hanukkah song. This is going a different direction.
Oh yeah, maybe that was why. That might actually, that might make a lot more sense.
Yeah, we're going the other way with that.
Hey Adam, you want to be in a neo-Nazi film with me?
Hard pass on that.
All right, I don't know, man. I thought Patrick Stewart was a different kind of skinhead. They're both like that same.
Yeah, but if I saw Patrick Stewart and I saw Kevin James.
Kevin James in this movie,
it's a no-brainer.
To be fair, I mean, like he's chunky, but he's like thick chunky, right? Like,
yeah, he's like working out,
and I think
like action.
Yeah, well, I'll save it for the review. Okay, so I was curious how you felt between him as a skinhead versus like Patrick Stewart. And
I was okay with it. I'm in on it. He was fine.
All right.
Yeah. He was good.
Kevin James makes an excellent skidhead. You heard it here first.
Yeah. It really embodies the character.
With that, before we get into the review, make sure to let us know what your thoughts about Kevin James as a skinhead. Or did Adam Sandler really miss out an opportunity to really reclaim the story? Let us know at TexasPodcastMassacre@gmail.com, TXPodMassacre on Twitter, Texas Podcast Massacre everywhere else. Leave us those 5-star reviews. Let us know if you want us to watch The Human Centipede, which I hope is a real thing.
It's not a movie.
They're already making a Bambi horror film now because of the Winnie the Pooh bullshit. So I mean, they might as well just lean into.
I mean, kind of redundant from the original Bambi, but that's fine. Yeah,
agreed. And also, again, give us a call at 346-246-3143. We're going to be having our end of the year episode, our review of all the things that happened in this year. We're going to
I just caught up recently.
we're going to talk.
Ready.
We're going to reopen the wound of Nate leaving Texas and going to a godforsaken devil woodscape. I mean, every horror movie apparently that's been made in the last 20 years all came from right outside Nate's back door.
Go watch 2022's great Micah Monroe starring movie Significant Other if you want a nice Oregon horror movie.
Nate gets all these cool Oregon horror movies. The best we get in Houston is that new Netflix documentary about the killing fields. So
Wait, you got 2022's best horror movie, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. What do you mean?
That wasn't in Houston though.
It was in Texas.
Oh, that's fair.
And it was also very bad. So yeah, there's that.
Anyway, give us a call, but we will have our end of the year movie. And leave us a call. Let us know. We want to hear from you. Just tell us about what your favorite movies were for the year. We'll play them live on the air, and let us know. And we'll have. I don't know. Nate? Are we doing our survey?
No, we're not doing.
We're not doing the survey. So this is really your opportunity to let us know your thoughts. What were the movies you liked? What were the movies you hated?
Look at
what
all
were
the
your favorite?
What
were your favorite moments from the show?
Well, we're doing ours earlier this year, so then it's easy to say, like, okay, well, that was a garbage take. Clearly, Becky, #1 movie of the year, even though it was 2020. That'll be easy to listen to that and be like, okay, let me set you straight on why Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the best horror movie of the year. So there you go.
All right, well, look, let's get into this week's movie of the week. Becky.
What happened by your fort, Becky?
Search continues for 4 inmates who escaped federal custody this morning. Authorities say the men are armed and extremely dangerous.
Come on, boy, let's go swimming.
Can you wait a sec?
What is she doing here?
You let her walk all over you.
She's 13.
Jeff, this gentleman lost his dog.
Okay, well, why don't you give us your number?
My dog is a Rottweiler. Purebred, or as the Germans call them, Rottweiler Metzgerhund. That's why you never let them mate with other breeds. You get the worst of both.
Okay, I think it's time for you to go.
Stay calm. I'm looking for a key. It has this symbol engraved on it. You seen it?
No.
Well, that leaves little Becky. Where's Becky?
Wait!
He's gonna hold your dad still while I hurt him.
I'm not gonna let them get away with this.
Why don't
was a little girl.
Becky!
When she was good,
Stop running!
she was very, very good. And when she was bad, she was horrid.
What was the point of all of this? For a key?
It's worth much more than that.
Becky! You're clearly a special girl!
I don't want to have to hurt you.
But I do want to hurt you real bad.
There you go.
Mitch, this movie's got it all. Do you know that's a Longfellow poem? There was a little girl who had a little curl right in the middle of her forehead. When she was good, she was very good indeed. But when she was bad, she was horrid.
Not a very good poem.
We got Henry Wadsworth Longfellow with outdoors middle school home alone, cabin alone, with Kevin James, skinhead, huge beard, neo-Nazi. There's a lot going on in this. It's working for me. If this would have been an A24 movie, it'd be 10 out of 10. I'm just kidding. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about Becky. Becky came out 2020. They were like, oh, pandemic, interesting. So we're just gonna put out June 5th. It's like, we're not even gonna wait. We're just gonna put it out. We're not, there were a lot of things, they waited to release in the theater the next year, but no, there's like, this is straight to the $15 rental kind of action here, which is fine. It's not a huge budget movie, but it is something. If you had to guess the budget of this movie, Mitch, what would you say it was?
I would say roughly around $5 million.
$1.1 million.
Ooh, okay.
So not bad for what you got.
Oh.
Now there's no, sorry. That's the box office. I'm looking at the box office. I don't know how much it actually was. I take that back. But let's say it was
great analysis there.
I wrote it down in my notes wrong. I was like, oh shit. Anyway, but it was obviously on, video on demand. The 1.1 million is mostly from select drive-in theaters, which is incredible. Remember that? Remember when that was a thing? I'd almost forgotten.
I saw a Freaky in a drive-through.
Yeah, I saw a couple movies at drive-ins. Yeah, so there you go. See, so drive-ins. Remember that? Tagline: there once was a little girl. See, there's leading into this poem, which I love. This movie's rated R. So
that's shocking.
It's a kid. It's not really a kid's movie. I mean, this girl is she's 15 or no, 14 when it came out. Okay. They're getting pretty close there. Maybe in high school ish. So it's pretty down there, but the director of this one, there's Jonathan Milott and Carrie Murnian, just to make it as hard as possible to say these names together. They worked together. They directed classic film, Cooties. Do you remember Cooties with Elijah Wood?
No,
Rainn Wilson.
Actually did not.
Jack McBrayer's in there. No, nothing.
Oh, nothing.
It's like this is a virus movie before COVID. Now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, kids all become just like murdery, and then all the teachers have to fight back. No, it's more hilarious. Rainn Wilson, Elijah Wood. You get it. You get it. As soon as I say that, you know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah.
And they directed Bushwick.
I don't know. To be fair, Rainn Wilson, I believe, was in House with 1,000 Corpses. Would not have called that a laugh a minute cry.
The movie was a laugh.
I think he did turn into a fish man. So
they did Bushwick, Dave Bautista trying to be an action thriller person. This is the warm up movie for Army of the Dead, essentially.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yep, that describes it basically perfectly. The writers of this movie, a person named Ruckus Sky and Lane Sky. So there you go. I believe it is a brother-sister team. What else did they write? Some other stuff.
I honestly don't know. Was Lane or Ruckus the brother and the sister?
No, of the writing. Oh, Ruckus is the brother. Sorry. Yeah.
Lane?
That's a good one. Yeah. You never know. And the other writer credited on this is Nick Morris. Now, only one of these writers, Nick Morris, returns for Becky 2, The Wrath of Becky, coming out next year. Mitch, how excited are you for this?
Not very, Nate. I don't know why we
have a come on.
Why do we have what sequel?
Because the key was still there and it was not described well what was happening with that key.
Oh, yeah, because I'm sure they've had plenty of time to figure it out.
There's a secret key. It's like
totally satisfying.
Imagine murdering older Kevin McAllister doing a Nick Cage National Treasure movie with Lulu Wilson. I'm in on that 1,000%. No? No?
I'm just gonna stick to my guns on this one.
Fine.
No.
Fine. She goes on a field trip, happens to be in the same place the key goes. She solves the mystery of why her dad died.
We're gonna talk about this key. I've got some thoughts, Nate. So just move on.
Okay. Main actress Lulu Wilson. Yep. She just turned 17. We've watched her in movies for a long time. You and I saw Ouija Origin of Evil in theaters together. In 2016, in 2016 when she was 11.
Oh.
No, that one was okay. Remember, we were like, this is surprisingly good. Annabelle Creation, classic girl getting run over in the first few minutes of that by an old car movie. Never forget how good that was. Haunting of Hill House. Becky 2 is the main upcoming movie. And she's in Fall of the House of Usher because Mike Flanagan will continue doing TV miniseries for Netflix until he is dead. So there's that.
I gotta make that money.
Kevin James will soon be playing Sean Payton in the movie Home Team.
That's already out.
It's already out. So soon is now. So if you want to watch, Kevin James be Sean Payton, here's your chance.
I do not. I have, and as much of a Saints fan as I am, I just
now, Mitch, you were talking about, hey, maybe he should give some love to Adam Sandler. Well, he was in Hubie Halloween with him. They want to bury the lead on that one. So there's that. He was a voice in Hotel Transylvania. I'm kind of counting that.
I mean, kind of. That's absolutely. Oh, okay. As horror. Working with Adam Sandler. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, there's that too, obviously, but less. Well, it's Hubie Halloween horror. I mean, these are both
scary. It's scary for a number of reasons.
Yes, he will do some animated horror stuff, but mainly, has been doing all comedy. And with Sean Payton Home Team, I mean, is that comedy? That's not comedy. That's just a normal movie, right? Or is it more comedy?
I think it's normal-ish movie. I think it's got some comedy bits. I think it's very much a Remember the Titans-esque film. It's
so
about
all the Saints die in a plane crash.
Well, no, Nate. It's about so it's about the time when the Saints did or did not allegedly pay defensive players to hurt other people.
Oh, that absolutely happened.
All I'm saying, as a Saints fan, I can neither confirm nor deny that. But what I can say is that when he got suspended for the year, he went and coached his son's Pee-wee football team, and that's what this is about.
And I'm sure the intensity went way down from the previous coach. Guys on the sideline, just like the veins popping out.
That would have been a better horror film if you want a football horror film, like just someone just like I want a Monster League horror film.
Oh,
or like it's monsters playing in a league where
you want like all of the werewolves, like the werewolf that
like
Michael J. Fox was in Teen Wolf, but playing football trying to injure everybody.
Well, right. Imagine the football game from Starship Troopers, but it's like
it's werewolves.
Ogres and werewolves ripping limbs off and everything.
The ogres of the O line are the ogres. Come on. Oh, that it writes itself basically.
Hollywood, give us money to develop this script for you.
Wolf receiver.
Oh man. That ball is he was just howling down the sidelines. I mean, it's just right there. All right, let's move on before we spend the next half hour with these.
I could really go in on this.
Oh, maybe this is trying to.
Maybe the next episode is the spitball.
It's just us spitballing ideas. Yeah.
We got Joel McHale. Not really much into the horror game either. More of a comedy guy playing this is just a straight role. There's not even a whole lot of jokes. He's just like a clueless dad who's kind of traumatizing his daughter. There's no comedy at all coming from this whatsoever. In the horror realm, do you count Santa Clarita Diet as horror, Mitch?
I mean horror comedy. There's body parts being eaten.
Okay. All right. Obviously in Community. That's probably his biggest thing. He was it's a crime movie, Deliver Us from Evil. Do you count that? He was in Spy Kids. So I'll give him a shout for Spy Kids. There. Yeah, I'll give him a shout there. But there's not a lot again in the horror thrillery realm, and this guy is in it. Other than I would say, well, it's more of a comedy one though too. He was in Assassination Nation. Not really horror. It's more comedy, crime.
Is it?
Meta. We can do whatever we want. And then the last guy I want to talk about is Robert Maillet, the guy who is ginormo in this one. His name in this movie is Apex. That is incredible. One of the best henchman names of all time.
Yeah.
Better than Jaws and James Bond. Like basically the best. Apex is the guy's name. He's almost 6'11", so he's a tall dude.
Yep.
He is a retired professional wrestler.
Well,
who trained under Bret Hart.
Yeah, you knew that just from the way he delivered that choke slam. Midway through the Becky, and I'm like,
yes, he choke slammed a little girl after punching her in the chest. Yes. So there you go. He's been in a lot of horror movies, so a little bit different story. I'm not going to go through all of them, but he's been a lot. If there was a huge scary dude in the movie, he's got a pretty good chance of being in it.
I don't know how much you read about his pro wrestling career, Nate, but at one point
was his name the Interrogator?
At one point, yes. And then at one point he was a part of a faction called the Freak Show, and this was when Insane Clown Posse was wrestling with the WWF.
Oh, that's something.
And then he turned face during that run, which is something as well.
It's so sad that I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do. Proud of you. You've come so far.
Can you imagine the difference in this movie if you could watch a side by side of Kevin James being the main guy or Simon Pegg being the main guy? This movie is entirely different then, right?
Yeah, Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg. So they're going more of the Patrick Stewart type role. I feel like Kevin James. Is this insane that I'm saying like I feel like Kevin James would be way better and was way better in this?
I kind of agree with you, at least with the
right
product.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Simon
not bad.
Maybe Simon Pegg surprises, but I think part of what helps with Kevin James is just, I mean, it's his stature, right? Like Simon Pegg's more of Kevin James comes across a lot more as someone who's been in prison and has like in this character, and again, just because of his size and everything. Simon Pegg, you'd almost feel like if he was in the Patrick Stewart role where he's already out of prison, maybe that works a little bit better for him, right?
Yeah. Well, we're right in the middle of football season. So, like there's like someone gets hurt and they're like the third string running back comes in. You're like, that guy looks like a cube.
Right.
Like this guy is so wide and like so stocky. Like they look like a cube. Like they're shaped like some sort of prism in a non-normal body shape, right? Like just like a brick. Kevin James is pulling that off pretty well in this movie. Brick-esque in a positive way.
He's a brick.
Yeah.
House.
I was thinking of all the ways like Becky. So Becky, obviously, and Sir Mix-a-Lot. Oh my God, Becky, look at her dog. It's so big. That was a good one. Oh, Becky, you're so nine. You're so nine. You stabbed his mind. Hey, Becky. She's in middle school. There's cheerleaders. It works out. I couldn't think of any more. There's more Beckys though. I couldn't think of any, Mitch. I feel like you would have unique insight into this.
Already gave you Becky with the good hair. So.
There we go. Nice. See, I knew you could come up with one. Yeah, it's good. So, I mean, let's get into it. Dogs dying, kids dying, neo-Nazis. A key for some reason is the MacGuffin. Kevin James is a Nazi. Lulu Wilson is just like a middle schooler with the worst attitude of all time. And
right.
and Joel McHale is like the clueless dad trying to blend his family. What is happening? That is the whole setup. Like, what is happening? It's awesome.
I mean, let's
Home Alone in cabins.
Yeah, I mean, let's get this out of the way. Joel McHale's terrible in this movie.
He's so bad. It's abysmal. He is the opposite side. Kevin James, I feel like, crushed it.
Yeah. Going
from the comedic to the more dramatic role. Joel McHale did whatever the exact opposite of that is. Maybe he sucked on purpose to make Kevin James look good. Because Kevin James has got like that Kings of Queens money. And he's like, hey man, you want to take a fall for me on this one? Maybe is this more wrestling? Like they set it up for the guy to lose in the very beginning.
I don't think this is a work shoot. I think this is the
Jesus Christ. I knew there was a phrase for that.
There's always a phrase.
I feel like that would describe it more than what I saw because Joel McHale was absolutely abysmal.
Yeah, I mean, his character is just like the absolute worst. But like, I've never seen someone make that many poor decisions in the shortest stretch of time imaginable.
Well, yeah, when your mannerisms and way of talking are wooden, the fact that he's even walking around is pretty incredible. I mean, it was bad acting, bad character, bad setup. It was barely even acting like a human to his daughter. It was like if they would have shot Joel McHale and it turned out that he was a robot, it would have made more sense. So take that however you want. But
there's a part of me
I go by that. Yeah.
Well, there's a part of me that wonders too. Like, did they just was he supposed to be in the movie longer? And then after a while, there's like, yeah, we have a script rewrite. We think it'd be more emotionally impactful for.
It'd be great if you were not here anymore.
For Becky's character journey, if the dad dies.
if you were not here, that would be real great.
Well, yeah. So not only does the dog die right in your face. I mean,
the dog is shot 8 jillion times in your face.
Yeah, and then kids are just implied murder. There's implied child murder.
They said I murdered 2 kids with my bare hands in the backseat of a car after we bludgeoned their dad to death.
Yeah.
So those are things that definitely occurred.
Yeah.
And are you really an apex predator if you're like choking out kids? I mean, come on. Not really living up to the name on that one.
Fair.
just glossing over these.
Certainly if you're whining about it the whole time afterwards.
That was kind of cool too. The story had Apex, the main hench person for Kevin James, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna grow conscious and like I killed kids and like, yeah, I'm done following this neo-Nazi guy. I'm just gonna kind of not do the right thing. I'm gonna walk away and then later do the right thing. Ish. Quasi right thing. Never really nailed that part of it.
Yeah, but not before not choke slamming 14, 15-year-old girl. So
yep, exactly. Yeah. The main premise is Lulu Wilson, Joe McHale's her android. I'm just gonna go android dad. Has a girlfriend. She has and she and her son are black, which is a plot point in this movie. And then they're going to the cabin together because they're gonna get married and Becky is not happy, and Becky's just pissed.
Yeah.
This is the setup that you thought, like, okay, Kevin McAllister is Jigsaw, right?
Right.
From Home Alone. Like, this is what we talked about. Becky is already that person in this movie. She's like, okay, something bad happened, so I'm kind of like not like I'm like worried for my family, but also like this is my chance to hurt people like in a consequence-free way.
Yeah, but to be fair,
and she really goes for it in very makeshift, fairly believable and interesting ways in this one. So yeah,
I mean, I think the difference between her and Kevin McAllister is really Kevin had like a whole fucking battle plan mapped out, and like he had diagrams.
Well, hey, hold on. He had days of time to prep though. She only had
I don't think she
out of
has
nowhere.
that much is the problem. I think he'd already like that was my whole premise or my thesis for my dissertation when we talked about that movie was. I mean, I don't think he had as much time as it makes it seem, right? Like I think
he had multiple nights because he had the that's true, but for the setup to happen, he had a lot of time.
I don't think he did. I mean, granted,
they were only coming at night. They're coming at night. The one night, turn the lights on, made it look like there was a party. And then the other night, played the videotape or whatever.
Yeah, but that's what I mean though.
It's at least 2 nights. That's 2 nights.
But that assumes that he had the conviction that he was going to attack them. He didn't make the plan. He didn't roll out those plans until he knew they were going to come after him. And I don't think he knew that until much later on. In which case, he really wasn't planning for a home invasion. We're talking about the wrong movie. This. I could go down.
They're quite similar.
The Home Alone quite similar. Yeah, it's just a different type of Home Alone. This one is more about it's Home Alone, but less ingenious traps, more just like
more brutality coming from a middle schooler.
I mean that death of the one dude getting 2x4'd about 5 times with nails,
and then hit with the propeller
and
straight up dead alive Piranha 3D. Eli Roth style.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah, that one was rough. Awesome. The eyeball, Kevin James cutting off his own eyeball.
Kevin James gets stabbed in the eyeball so early in this movie. Badass.
Yeah,
loved it.
Nothing.
He cut off his own eyeball, and I saw in the thing it said the prosthetic that they had was like really hard to cut. So like when they were like struggling with it, it was actually because they were struggling with it. So
that's hilarious.
Like for real. Yeah, pretty great.
I mean, yeah, Kevin James over here. That was all these things that happened. I mean, put Kevin James in such a good position to succeed in this role. Like the first time you see him, he's handing a shank so they can just start taking out like people. Did it bother? I mean, let's talk about. I think an issue with this movie. The MacGuffin itself, this key and the whole reason why they're doing this.
It's just a set. It's a straight MacGuffin. There's no.
I was about to say. I mean, so did it bother you that there was no point? Would it have been better? Would it have been better had they not even bothered even the little?
No. Because if they didn't do that, I wouldn't be getting a Becky 2. So I'm okay with it.
Okay. The end.
If Becky 2 has if Becky 2 has no tie back to this key and some white supremacist Nazi future, whatever it's supposed to be. If there's no tie back in Becky 2, then it was a total waste.
Okay.
If that progressed the story enough for Becky 2 to get greenlit, then I'm okay.
Okay. Okay. Well,
I just want more Becky.
I know where your head's at now, and that's the important thing. Yeah. What do you want to? I mean,
there's nothing else to talk about in this one.
Plot-wise, there's really not much.
It's very straightforward. Killing people. She's killing people pretty ingenious ways. The combo on the dock to hit the guy with the nails, make him the tripwire into falling into your chest into nails was really good. Hitting with the board again with nails a bunch of times. The guy goes in the water, can't swim, gets propellered in the face.
Yeah.
Stabs the dude with a ruler. Like a makeshift shiv ruler. So there's that. And dogs are doing some work, Mitch. That dog jumped at that Apex guy and got punched so hard. Does the dog get shot 100 times? Yes. Does the dog get punched square in the face jumping like 5 feet off the ground? Also, yes. Everyone is in peril on this one. It's all fair game. Maybe why I like this movie. It was all fair game. I mean, how long into the movie were two kids basically like choked out, killed in the back of their own car? Like how far in the movie was that? Was that 10 minutes in the movie?
At that, yeah. It was
that 15 minutes in the movie? It was real early.
Yeah, and it's finally weirdly
and
enough,
it was like sadly bad. Like I don't know how that could possibly be a positive in like a lighthearted moment in a movie.
Well, that was kind of more my point. Yeah, it's not even shown on screen. It's somehow one of the more shocking like deaths in the movie where you're just like, oh my, holy shit. And
that's why it made sense the Apex guy turned and didn't want to do that anymore and turn on Kevin James. It kind of worked. It was like surprisingly decently written at points that were not Joel McHale's dad character. So. Yeah,
I mean, there's still some flaws with some of these characters.
Oh no, definitely. I'm just saying, like there's like some like really good really good parts that shine through some of just the very averagey.
Like once he knows the Becky has the key. I mean, I get torturing the dad, but like he's keeping these people alive. Why? Like he had no problem murdering several.
As soon as they get the key, then all scenarios are locked up. Then everyone gets murdered. Was I believe the plan, but I don't know. I don't know.
And the ending. I mean, what did you think about Kevin? I mean,
we don't know what the plan was because we don't know what the key was. Like we don't. Sure. I don't understand.
Well, it was going to restore
why the key is so important.
It was going to restore balance for his people,
the races, whatever that. Well, Jesus Christ.
Well, helter skelter. Woo! But
I don't know. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know how that's supposed to work. But yeah,
that's because you're not a neo-Nazi, Nate. Congratulations.
Well, I'm okay with it. So let's just go to the end then. So Joel McHale murdered. The soon-to-be not stepmom and her son end up okay. She gets shot in the leg pretty early on too. She is fighting Kevin James. And so Kevin James gets bit by a dog in a car, hit by a car, right? Mm-hmm. There's gasoline super soaker through a campfire kind of deal. Was pretty sweet, right? Mm-hmm. Or I don't know if it was a campfire necessarily, but then Apex takes bullets like it's literally nothing, and helps her to escape because Kevin James gets on top of her. Then they're wrestling. She runs his face over with a lawnmower, and they do the practical effects for the sliced off part of the skull.
Yeah,
I thought that was badass. Yeah. It looked cool. There was a couple of these deaths of like gnarly stuff that was pretty solid with the eyeball, like you said, included. I don't know. Do I really like this movie, Mitch?
Sounds like it.
I think I'm talking myself into like this is the best movie of the year. So
of
2020.
That seems insane. But I understand your enthusiasm.
Look. We came back from Joyride, a break, another like, oh God, Becky. Oh, that doesn't.
I just think I think this is recency bias. Exactly. I think you're.
I'm okay with it.
You're
I'm
okay
in.
with it.
I'm in. We're doing Becky too. Becky 2 is on the list already.
God.
It's there.
Let me ask you this, Nate. Because I was doing some research for this one. I was checking a few things out. I stumbled into Reddit, which is never words you want to start a sentence with.
Go on.
Not when you're not when you're looking up anything with neo-Nazis in it. It's never time to jump on.
This is
like this and
fault.
4chan. Just no. Here's my question for you, Nate. There is a debate on Reddit, and I want your take on this.
Okay.
Is Becky racist? And let me give you. And really, it's not even that she's racist. Is Becky a neo-Nazi herself?
Is that why she wanted to keep the key after she kind of heard the explanation of what it was?
So here's the thing, Nate. Let me ask you. First off, someone pointed out that at the beginning she's drawing lightning bolts around her name that are similar to the SS style lightning bolts. That's to me that's a little shaky.
Good gracious,
little shaky.
Okay,
that's a little shaky to me. But I'm just giving you all the all those stuff. Let me give you the other things on this. Again, these are not Mitch's thoughts. These are
nope. Too late. You are co-signing all of this.
Okay, but let me ask you this, Nate.
It's like defend yourself against Reddit. Go. Okay, sure.
Okay, the key. It's hidden in their house. They never explain why this key is in the house. They never explain that Becky knew the key was in this house. Had the key already.
Well, she's very mischievous, taking things and looking for places.
Nay.
I think that was I think that was supposed to be the tie.
How did this key get in the house in the first place? Was her mother an actual white supremacist?
Oh my God! Is that what it is?
Yeah, because here's the other thing. Was
Patrick Stewart that lady's dad?
She gets
mad. Is that what we're talking about?
She gets mad. I remember she yells when she first meets her dad's fiance, who's black, and says, "She would have hated you." Why would she have hated her?
Oh my God. Wow. I mean, in reality, absolutely not. But okay. I'm not 100% against it.
I've got more.
One more. Give me one more piece.
She didn't. Well, the mom didn't want to sell the cabin because obviously that's where the key is, and they didn't want to lose track.
Okay.
Of it, right?
Yep. I'm in on that.
It's only been a year, but up until this point, the question was what triggered them to have to try to break out now? Why break out now? They spent all this time sort of planning, and it's because they were selling the cabin, and they were worried about being.
But if someone on the outside knew the cabin was getting sold, couldn't they just broken in and grabbed the key because no one had been there for a year?
I don't know, man. Maybe they got a newspaper or something. They saw I don't know, or they saw the I don't know. I don't know how they found out, but somehow
that
he
part
knew.
Really falls apart.
I don't know. Not everyone knew the key. I'm sure he didn't tell everyone there's a key in here. Like he knew it was there, right?
Hey, I'm the gatekeeper. Are you the key master? Is that what we're doing here? What's happening here?
Maybe. I'm trying to think what else.
I like how you just say maybe, like what the hell is happening here? I got to meet your crazy with my crazy, I guess.
Like,
you're reading
so he says the Nazis have been in prison 9+ years, and the literal key to their Nazi plan that they've been working on for years is hidden in a cabin where they know it is in the basement. Also in the basement.
Why couldn't they have done anything in it? Well, yeah, the basement is where you go to put bad stuff so people can't find it. Yeah. To thwart the bad people.
But Jeff doesn't even know anything about this key, but Becky knew about it.
Who's Jeff? What?
Why?
Dad. What was the? No, I understand, but like that guy's just worthless. But like, what was? Yeah, there's a lot of open-endedness there that you could put almost anything into. It could be a satanic cult. This could be Rosemary's Baby. There could be literally anything because they go into it none. Hey, look, plausible enough. Why was it there where their family has had a cabin at least for a little while? That great questions. I don't know.
And like I said, you know, all the stuff about how she didn't want to like bring the little kid with her to the lake or whatever. You know, it's all meant to look like, oh, well, it's because this is like, you know, her new step family that's getting sprung on her. But could it have been that she's a secret racist / neo?
But if she was, wouldn't she just give the key to Kevin James and team up?
Well, I think it's more the racist side than it is the neo. Like she's not full neo-Nazi. I think the fact that neo-Nazis came and killed.
Is this like a oh hey, like we're both like Christian, but like I'm Presbyterian.
I gotta tell you,
you're like Methodist, so like we're doing our own stuff with the
this
kids.
is
like,
it's a really
different key.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a really dumb theory, and one of the comments that made me laugh really, really hard, and I'll end it on that. We'll go to the final cut after. They said, I think the truth is that we've given this movie more thought than the writers did.
We say that all the time. Yes.
But
you have to. This is a very paint by numbers.
Okay.
Story wise, very paint by numbers.
Nate, if you had to make a call, neo-Nazi, not neo-Nazi, racist, not racist.
No, I don't think that makes sense because I think they would have teamed up. Well,
you're wrong, but I'm happy to hear your feedback on that. Let's get into the final cut.
Final cut.
All right, Nate. Actually, I'll go first. I want you to think about it.
Oh, okay.
This movie is surprisingly
competent.
Yeah,
I think Gary undersold this.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you. The minute because I had heard about this movie. I mean, who didn't hear about Kevin James being
I did not. I never heard of this. No.
Oh no, I had heard of it beforehand, and like I guess during the pandemic, I was like, what? And for that reason, I was like, there's no way I'm not. Well, because some of them you're like, not. You look, you don't want people to get typecast, obviously, but. It was, I just could not see a future where I could look at Kevin James and not think of and not think of Hitch. You know what I mean? Like, he's been in so much ridiculous shit as kind of this goofy, whatever dude.
He had a hitch in his step after this movie.
Oh my God.
Ew.
Incredible. I mean, happy to say I was wrong.
You are just gushing. I think you don't like the movie very much. I think you really like Kevin James' performance.
That is mostly it. I think there's too many kind of open end. Like, I'm fine if you don't want to have a whole narrative and build out. Like, I'd rather you just not even fuck around with the key. Like, we need a place to hide out, and you were here, and so we're just gonna murder. That would have been just as fine. There didn't need to be this ridiculous key thing going on. Joel McHale was just
the MacGuffin could have been like them getting money. Like there was like an artifact. Or it could have been like anything.
Right. Well, I'm
more tangible. They could have stumbled upon in the course of the film.
Well, right? Or like, something that's even not like so into like this weird mysticism nonsense, I don't know. If they're going to do a second one, maybe it makes sense. I think this was buying them time. I don't think I'm positive they're not going to be able to pay it off, but it doesn't matter. Kevin James is great.
Still watching it. Doesn't matter.
I thought she was good as Becky. They were a little, her character did some dumb things, but then again, she's supposed to be a high school kid, so it was fine. I think I had a little bit of problem with Apex, his multiple about faces. I get why he turned against Kevin James.
Like this guy's head is so big, he has multiple faces.
But like then he's just like, I'm just gonna walk away, and then he comes back to help her.
You know that dude from Neverending Story? Like that's how big this guy's head is. That is all on one face.
Yeah. They should have just made him like a big. I mean, I get why they did it. They did it because there's just no one in their right mind was going to buy that Becky was going to take out.
Exactly. Yes.
I get it. Yeah. At the same time, I think it just weakened what they were doing with it. In any case, overall though, still a very common movie. Very bloody. It's if you watched Home Alone,
rated R.
If you watched Home Alone and you're sitting there going, well, that guy would have already gotten murdered, right? This is the version for you.
Yep.
that said, I'm giving this movie, oh man, 6 out of 10 propeller blades.
Wow, 6 out of 10. All right.
I don't know if you're shocked that it's a low score for you or a high.
Nope. High. Yeah.
Okay. No, I mean, again, I cannot overstate. I'm giving so many points just because of how much Kevin James just blew my mind in this movie.
Kevin James does it in this movie.
Yeah,
he does it. This was a success for Kevin James. This got him the Sean Payton movie, probably. That's what I'm gonna go with, right?
Sure.
Right?
Well, yeah, because when you see Sean Payton, the first person you think is Kevin James. But I said that about neo-Nazis, so you know what? Now I'm gonna go watch that movie. He probably nailed the Sean Payton role.
Are you gonna start the meme? Kevin James.
Kevin
are you
James.
Gonna do that?
Yeah, might.
Yes.
Might.
You should.
He's earned it after this.
Oh God, I love how this became a thing. Yeah. So this movie is exactly tracks with you. So I was waiting for this. It is a 5.9 in IMDb. I wanted to save it to see how close you would get because I'm going to go over that. So this is good. It's not great. I talked all positive. It's not breaking any new ground.
No.
Extremely enjoyable, and the Kevin James factor is real. Lulu Wilson is fantastic. She's great in this.
Yeah.
Quite good. Put all that together, not bad at all. I actively enjoyed watching it. It might have been just because of the movies you've seen recently. I've just not cared for. Halloween Ends, Spawn, well, Terrifier 2, interesting in its own right, but not like I felt great after this. No, I don't think anyone's watched Terrifier 2 and felt like, oh yeah, I feel great.
I mean, I did, but I'm a weirdo. So
okay, yeah, well, there you go. I mean, definitely interesting and still better than Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
Joyride. Oh my God. I mean, just what Becky. It's. I'll probably look back and say this might be a little high, but whatever. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Dogs in a shed. Just dogs in the shed, just hanging out.
I'm a little shocked.
Fighting people.
I truly thought you were going higher the way you were talking about it.
No, I can't. I got a little back down to earth. Got
a little carried away.
I got a little carried away, but I mean, Becky 2 is an absolute watch for me. That's happening. Like day one, Becky 2. Well, I don't know about day one. Soon after.
I'll check and see what's going on that day.
The thing is, I don't think Becky 2 is coming out in theaters. Is it? It's probably straight to video.
I don't think this.
So in that case, yeah, then I can watch it really soon after it comes out. So I'm in on that. Maybe a streaming service picks it up would be even better. Anyway, yeah, I'm in on Becky 2, Wrath of Becky. So I mean, will it be the Home Alone 2 to Home Alone? Actually, I'd be okay with that. Home Alone 2 is not that bad relative to Home Alone 1. If you get to Home Alone 3, then you're in a different story.
There were so many thoughts in that one sentence. I don't even know how to unpack some of that.
Well, there you go. So,
man,
that's it. There you go. Becky, you're welcome.
All right. Well, now thank you, Gary, for sending us that request. Again, give us those 5-star reviews. Let us know what we should do next. We've got to start planning out next year.
The end of Gary's email said, just a fun movie you guys will never review. We will review them all. 5-star, Apple Podcasts, any podcast platform. Yeah, 5-star review. It goes on the list.
Yeah, don't
do a voicemail. If you put a movie at the end of the voicemail, that's Human Centipede or whatever the hell we're talking about. If it's a movie, we'll do it. That exists. If it's not a movie that exists, we will write the screenplay during the podcast.
Yeah.
There you go. We'll you can literally pick anything and something will come out of it. But you have to give us a 5-star review. Call in or send us a nice email. So there you go.
There you go. All right. Well, Nate, where can they find us?
At TX Massacre on Twitter, Texas Podcast Massacre everywhere else. Those 5-star reviews on all their podcast platforms would be great. Texas Podcast Massacre at gmail.com, 346-246-3143 for your voicemails, your requests. I just want, if someone calls in and gushes about Kevin James, I think that would probably make your month, Mitch. That'd be your Christmas gift. I think we got one more movie, still debating which one that's going to be. And then our end of the year episode. So Mitch and I have essentially 2 weeks to watch all horror movies we have not watched. Mitch, we watching 2 a day, 3 a day? How many horror movies you getting now?
Jesus Christ. One. At this rate.
One a day. Okay.
At the rate this month's been going, one.
In the last month, I have watched a lot more. I've caught up somewhat. Fantastic Fest, we watched a lot that are now just coming out, so we're a little bit ahead of the game.
That helps.
So if you can catch up on like 5 or 6,
okay,
you should have a solid top 10.
You know what? I think I've got a few days coming up where I'll be able to just watch some stuff. So maybe I can catch up. I'll carve out some.
Well, I'm waiting for your review of Wednesday Addams Netflix series. Also,
that will be coming soon. We are on episode 5. So.
Oh my God, I was just kidding. All right, well,
what do you mean
there
you're
you go.
Kidding? It's Wednesday. What?
I don't watch TV shows. This is almost not even.
Yeah,
it's like almost a deal breaker for me at this point.
Oh, okay.
Like 8 hours. Oh, that's
so you're so cool, Nate.
No, it's just like I don't have time. I barely get to the movies. This point.
You don't have time, Mister. Let me show you 5 pages of tableau shit for fantasy football that I do.
You're welcome. Hey, did I watch like 3 movies one night while staying up to like 2 a.m. doing that? Yes, you're welcome. So
that's the level of dedication.
Some of those will be on my top 10 list. Some of them will absolutely not be. But
that's the level of dedication we bring to you and you dear listeners.
Yes.
From all of us here at Texas Podcast Massacre, thank you so much for tuning in, and just keep telling yourself it's only a movie. Good night.